Today we're looking over the top 10 Pokemon cards to be investing in right now. We've got some modern stuff, some vintage stuff, and all around some of the coolest Pokemon cards you're probably not thinking about at this very moment, but should be. I'm super excited to hear what y'all have to say about my list in the comments, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot that I leave out, so I wanna hear your feedback as well in the top 10 cards you think I maybe didn't mention, or the ones you most agree with. If you're excited for this video, please drop a like and subscribe to this channel with the bell turned on, as we are getting closer to 200,000. Alright guys, before we start the list on, I have to say, this is not advice to like go invest in this. This is just my opinion on what I personally think are the best investment cards right now. But starting off in our number 10 spot is gonna be Misty's Favorite. And so I'll give you all a little bit of my feedback on why I think some of these cards should be in the top 10 list. This one is just because I wanted a full art trainer in this list, and Misty's kind of the OG of Pokemon trainers. She was in the crew with Ash and Brock, and I feel like she's really where like this is the day one waifu right here. But we're starting to see trainers go absolutely crazy in their market prices, especially in Japanese. And then I've just been thinking lately, guys, like with Pokemon, we have all these different versions like V, VMAX, V-Star, alternate arts. The list goes on and on with the new crystal forms and everything coming out now. We haven't really seen too much of a difference with trainers, so I don't think it's a long shot to say that maybe in the future we'll see some new trainer cards coming to Pokemon. That might not be anytime soon, but it could be in the future, which is why I think this would be a good investment, because once these full art trainer cards are a thing of the past, everybody's gonna want them. As of right now, the market price on this card is $177.63, and over the past 3 months, it's been a skyrocket, baby. This one might actually come to a surprise for a lot of you watching. And no, it's not the one you think we're looking at. It's actually going to be this Umbreon VMAX from Brilliant Stars, and the market price is only $21.24. Now, the reason I put this Umbreon VMAX in my top 10 list at the number 9 spot is because I think it has so much potential to go up in value. I didn't want to choose cards in this top 10 list that were like already like a base set Charizard. We all know that's a steady and constant investment, or like a Shadowless first edition. So some of those cards aren't going to be in this list. There will be some safer options, but I feel like this is more of an aggressive card that we could see absolutely just skyrocket as time goes on, because one, it's a trainer gallery. What if we never get trainer galleries like this again? And number two, it's an Umbreon, which is probably the most fan favorited evolution other than Eevee itself. We've seen the investment value of this card on the Moonbreon absolutely skyrocket. I feel like it's a little too late to get in on the Moonbreon, but I think this is a super safe bet at only $21 market value right now that we could see shoot up in the future if we don't get trainer galleries like this again. And even if we do get trainer galleries in the future, it's an Umbreon with a waifu. Y'all know we gotta have some absolutely big dogs on this list, so coming in at number 8, another fan favorite Pokemon, Rayquaza Gold Star. And a lot of y'all watching are probably thinking like, why would he not choose the Charizard Gold Star for this? Don't get me wrong, Charizard will absolutely go up, but I've done shiny tournaments in the past of Rayquaza, and I think people just like this shiny variant better than the Charizard one. Charizard probably does, well, not probably, I think we have seen it historically hold more and keep more value in the past, but it really does seem like Rayquaza could come for that number 1 spot, with the Rayquaza having the potential to come at the Charizard. And I don't think we're going to see a huge increase in any of these Gold Star cards. They've gone up tons and tons in value. They're extremely hard to pull from their sets, so you can't really go wrong with any one. But I personally think this shiny variant, Rayquaza becoming a super popular Pokemon, like up there with Charizard at this point, has won every single tournament I've ever done with Rayquaza in the tournament. And that was all voted on by y'all watching, just only people in the Pokemon community. So the reason I did this instead of the Charizard is probably because Charizard is a more safe option to not move up or down. Obviously, it still has the potential to go either way, but I feel like the Rayquaza has a slight, maybe just more of a chance to go up. Before we keep going, I have to give a major thank you and spotlight this comment in my Discord, because this video we're shooting right now is an idea from one of y'all watching. Huge thank you to the guy on screen. I've just added a new section in my Discord called Video Ideas, where anybody in there can drop video ideas for me, and I'm gonna start doing videos that y'all want to see or are requesting. It helps me out a ton too. I've never done a video like this, and I thought it was a great idea, so big thanks to him. And if y'all want to start giving me video ideas to shoot, hit the link in the description, join our Discord. You can come by with us, and also give some baller video ideas. At our number 7 spot, we had to have at least one Pikachu card on the list, and the reason I chose the Pikachu VMAX Secret Rare from Vivid Voltage, not only because it's extremely hard to pull, it's a super rare card to get, but it's also a rainbow, and as we move into the Scarlet and Violet era now, we see the elimination of rainbow cards. It was kind of a toss-up for me again between this and the Charizard, but Charizard's value is obviously already really high. And I feel like this market price at $130.94, and we're starting to see a little fall. I think it's going to start going back up very, very soon here. Some of these investments I'm giving my opinion on could be really long hauls, like the Gold Star card. We're probably not going to see that move for a very long time. I think this could be a much quicker return on your investment, especially because it's a rainbow rare. It's kind of like the Sun and Moon alternate arts right now. Because we're not getting those tag team alt arts again, we are seeing them absolutely skyrocket right now. As much as I didn't want to put this card on here, at the number 6 spot, Lugia alternate art. And y'all watching are probably like, what the heck, didn't this guy put it in the top 10 worst alt arts ever video? Yeah, I did. But that's just my opinion because I don't really like the art on the card, and I'm a huge Lugia fan, so I feel like my expectations were just high. But nonetheless, it's a Lugia alternate art card. More percentage of the Pokemon community definitely leans towards absolutely loving this card. That's just not my opinion on it. But the market price for a Lugia, $179, might seem like a ton to a lot of y'all, but when you're really looking at other cards like some of these Charizards or shiny Charizards compared to a Lugia alternate art with some of the hardest odds in Pokemon to pull, making them extremely hard to get, I think this is such a dub. On top of that, Lugia really doesn't have many cards. Everybody knows of like the Neo Genesis card, Shining Lugia, Lugia EX, and that's kind of it. I might have missed one or two, but a Lugia alternate art card is priced way below those, so I think this is a pretty easy investment telltale. Lugia also being a huge fan favorite Pokemon, this card is gonna go up. I really believe this card is going to go up over the long run. Now making the top 5 best investment Pokemon cards right now is going to be one of these Rayquazas. I'm gonna give you all a second. Which one do you think I'm gonna say? It is indeed the Rayquaza V. Just the Rayquaza V. Same thing with the Lugia. The card price on this one's actually insanely cheap. It's actually mind-boggling how cheap this Rayquaza card is for what it is. A market price of only $93 for a Rayquaza alternate art card sounds mind-boggling to me. Not only that, but you get the Sky, you get the Rayquaza. It's a beautiful looking card to begin with. We've seen other cards that feature trainers be insanely high in value, and Zinnia of all trainers is a very popular trainer that people really like. So you've got Rayquaza, one of the best Pokemon of all time and most popular Pokemon of all time. You've got Zinnia, you've got a good looking card. Why is it only $90? I think the only reason is because they put the VMAX on the Rayquaza, so obviously that one's gonna be more, and people really laser focus in on the Rayquaza VMAX rather than this V1. Over time, this is going to age like some fine wine, baby. Up next at our number 4 spot, almost making the top 3. I was actually torn on this one, and the cards y'all are seeing right now, both of them almost made the top 10 list. I think these are both really good cards. Coming in at number 4 is easily going to be Mewtwo, and I was so torn on putting this card higher because the market price right now is only $45.20 for this card. First of all, Hidden Fates. If we don't get a reprint of Hidden Fates, this set is going to be, I think people are going to look back on this set for years and years and years. We've already seen that right now. People are still looking back at this set. It's also got the big Charizard card in there. It's got Mewtwo. It's got Umbreon, Espeon. This set is locked and loaded with huge pulls. It's got an absolutely insane shiny Volt. And yet right now, if you were to purchase an ETB of Hidden Fates, I think the only pull that you can get in ETB, let's say it's around, I want to say like $150 right now for a Hidden Fates ETB, 150 to 180, somewhere in there. I'll put it on screen. I think the only pull you can get from Hidden Fates that is priced higher than that would be the shiny Charizard. Once people start to realize these cards are way undervalued, a shiny Mewtwo, a fan favorited Pokemon, my personal favorite Pokemon, and I love the shiny on it. I just think this is such a huge steal. I remember like 2 years ago when I got into Pokemon, I think this was like an $80 to $100 card. To see it now at $45 when Hidden Fates is still extremely loved. Yo, personally, I would snag a bunch of these right now. This is a great looking card at a very low cost. that has the potential to go up a ton. Now this one, I don't know how much of y'all are gonna say this is an actual Pokemon card. I was thinking about putting it in honorable mentions, which I do have a couple of those soon for y'all. But the Charizard, the metal promo from the Celebrations UPC, absolutely stunning card, guys. Like when you hold this thing, it's heavy. When you turn it around, it's gold. You get the base set looking Charizard on there. Everything about this just screams going up in value. If you looked over the past 3 months, it did look like it was raising consistently. I think the only reason we're seeing that little bit of a dip there is because for a while PSA was not grading these metal cards anymore, making the PSA 10. They actually took a few in the beginning, and the PSA 10 metal Charizards were insane priced. PSA just announced they're grading these again. There's a tip for you if y'all want to get yours graded. But I think that's why we're seeing that little dip, is just because the value on all those PSA 10s and stuff, everybody can grade them now. But I think this card is going to go right back to the moon. Going to be chilling with Elon Musk. And the market price right now, $146.77. I just think we are never going to see another card like this. Like, base set Charizard can get reprinted all at once. Unlimited, base set 2, evolutions, celebrations. I'm probably missing like 20 other sets it's been in, but we're not gonna get many more of these metal Charizards if we ever get one again. I only have one copy. I want more. I love having this thing. I think it's a really nice display piece. It's a really good collector's item. I just absolutely love it. I think this is definitely going up. Makes the top 3 list. If y'all are watching this video, you obviously love great investment Pokemon cards, and that's exactly what ShinyVert.com is here for. One of the most popular Pokemon packs, one of the fastest packs to ever sell out on ShinyVert.com was the Crown Zenith God packs that are literally loaded with hits in every single pack. You are guaranteed hits. We've got other packs like the Alternate Art God pack that you can literally pull cards that are on this list. Mystery boxes and the merch I'm wearing right here. It helps support me a ton. Make sure y'all go check out ShinyVert.com. Again, we just did a huge restock on the Crown Zenith God pack. It's selling hot again. It offers a more fun way to collect. Buying singles, you can get the cards for cheaper. Opening packs, you might never get pulls. It's a really fun medium. It's a mystery, but you're still guaranteed to get something back where, you know, a lot of the other people ain't doing that. ShinyVert.com, baby. Back to the vid. Absolutely everybody in the community is talking about this card right now and saying, buy it, buy it, buy it. It is the Latios and the Latias GX. I said that backwards, but y'all get the point. I just noticed that for the first time ever. The blue is on the left, but Latias comes first, and the red is on the right, but Latios comes second. That's kind of weird. That's kind of sus. But this card right now is at a market price of $492.36. I do think it's going to lose a little bit of hype because everybody is talking about this card right now, but nonetheless, we're going to see all of these tag team alternate arts. Every single one of them, okay, maybe not everyone, but most 90% of them, if not all of them, are going to start going up in value because we are probably not going to see tag team alt arts again, even though I definitely want them and I'm sure a lot of y'all want them. Maybe Pokemon will listen for the first time ever. We might not ever see these cards again, which is why they're really soaring up in value. Before we jump into our #1 spot, which is, I think, gonna definitely get some mixed emotions from y'all, I wanted to do some honorable mentions. I think a really, really cool card that's probably super cheap right now and will go up in value is the Unpeeled Ditto from the Pokemon Go set. The reason I'm throwing that in honorable mentions is because I think a ton of people peeled their Dittos, so over time, there's going to be less and less on the market of the actual unpeeled versions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in the Pokemon Go set, you could get Numel, having a brain fart, Spinner, I don't know, I can't remember what it was. And they could have a little Ditto icon at the bottom left corner of them, and you could actually peel it back. This is an authentic Pokemon card. You could peel the top layer off and it would reveal a holographic Ditto under. Up next, I think Rayquaza Amazing Rare has huge potential to go up. Again, it's because it's a Rayquaza, but these Amazing Rare cards are so slept on right now. If you actually look at these in person, they look absolutely beautiful. They've got tons of colors on them. The type of holo pattern they use is really freaking cool. I hope to see a lot more of them, but again, we might not see Amazing Rares again. And if we're picking one Amazing Rare out that's gonna go crazy up in value one day, it would be the Rayquaza. Let's go back 10, 15, 20 years when Rayquaza Gold Star came out. Everybody's probably like, oh, the Gold Star is pretty cool, but it's not gonna be $2,500 one day. Yeah. Rayquaza Amazing Rare. Another one, I'm not saying this is a crazy good investment, but I do think generations will go up over time, and my pick from that set would be Flareon because it features Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, and the card just looks freaking good. The costume Pikachus or the Poncho Pikachus. I actually freaking love these cards. I want to get my hands on one so bad. This is probably on my personal top 5 list of what I want right now, but they're just extremely expensive. Now, does that mean it's a bad investment? Absolutely not. I think these are a great investment, especially since they have collabs like the Mario ones. Anytime we see big brands do this where two come together, it just holds value forever. Look at like the Travis Scott, Nike, Jordan. Pokemon had a thing with designer clothes before. It sold out immediately and they're still extremely expensive today. Even if you're taking the brand thing out of it, it's almost like a collab with Pokemon. So it's like the Pikachu wearing the Rayquaza hat. It's kind of like a collab where Rayquaza's not on the card, but it's featured. It's almost like a movie cameo. Crystal and Shadowless cards, obviously we talked about that a little bit more. I think those are more like, those are gonna be here to stay forever cards. Now, do I think they're gonna go up anytime soon? Not majorly. Are they gonna fall anytime soon? Not majorly. I think it would be a very small increase or decrease either way. But let's say the next Logan Paul comes and blows Pokemon up out of the water again, then yes, I think these Shadowless and Crystal cards could see some of the biggest increases out of anything on this list. So that's why I didn't put them in top 10, because it's probably pretty low chances of like that happening anytime soon. Could it happen in the future? Absolutely. But I think the chances are just smaller of those cards absolutely skyrocketing versus some of these. And then my last honorable mention is going to be Latios EX. I actually just picked this card up. It's only like $94 right now for a near mint copy. I'm going to be grading mine. I'm actually doing a video on this very soon. I spent like well over $1,000 on vintage cards, and I don't have a vintage collection yet. This was my first ever huge vintage buy. I can't wait to show y'all some of those pulls. So make sure you're subscribed with the bell turn on so you don't miss that video. Very expensive video, but also one of the most exciting times, the most exciting things I've done in Pokemon. Been in it for 2 years and I haven't picked up much vintage, but a card like that, I think some of these EX cards are slept on right now. Another one I got was Mewtwo EX. So some of these EX I think are gonna start going up more, especially since Scarlet and Violet just did another re-release of EX. You can't beat the OGs. You can't beat the original EX cards. So compared to a lot of prices on other vintage cards, I think some of these EX cards are actually priced really good for what they are. Last but not least, I feel like some of y'all might disagree with me on this one, but I'm pretty confident on this one. So just like we were talking about those Poncho Pikachus, this card also features a collab with one of the most popular Pokemon of all time, if not the most popular Pokemon, along with another super popular Pokemon from the Kanto region. They're both in the first 6. It is the alternate art Charizard card. Some of y'all are probably screaming at me through the camera right now. We've seen it time and time again with Charizard cards. The value goes up every single time. I'm not saying this would be a quick investment whatsoever, but I do think 10-15 years from now when people look back and let's say this is the only Charizard alternate art card, or even if there's another 2 or 3 that get released in the future, when they look back, it's Charizard, one of the most valuable Pokemon that you can put on a card of all time, versus Venusaur. Fire blazing, cool scenery, looks like mountains or volcanoes behind them. It's a good looking card. It has the Charizard name on it, and it's an alternate art card. And honestly, this card surprisingly did not get overhyped in my opinion. I know everybody went crazy, alternate art Charizard, but for what Charizard is, and like how often everybody talks about base set stuff, this card was honestly underhyped in my opinion. The market price of this card, only $157. Where you even look at Rayquaza VMAX in the woods, it's roughly $300 right now, double the price of this one. I truly believe Charizard is this Charizard alternate art is one of the best investments you can make in Pokemon right now. Even if the population is high right now, it's just because this card is modern. But in the future, when this card isn't modern, we've seen it happen in history. Charizards go up. But that's just my opinions, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know some of the cards I missed, and let me know which of these cards you agree with, if you agree with any of them. I know we're not all gonna have the same opinions, but let's have a conversation in the comments. Again, thanks for this video idea from the Discord. Make sure y'all join the Discord so you can give me some video ideas too. Last but not least, please drop a like on this video and subscribe with the bell turned on, as it helps me a ton, and I will see y'all in the next video.